Hello friends and welcome to BISP Solution. My name is Ankita. Today we will continue with the custom financial planning application. In custom financial planning application, today we are going to cover the following topics. First one is the trend analysis. Second one is the attribute dimension used in data form. Then third one is the navigation flow. So first understand what trend analysis is all about. So a trend analysis is an analysis of the trend of the company by comparing its financial statement to analyze the trend of the market or analysis of the future based on the past performance results. And it's an attempt to make the best decision based on the results of the analysis previously done. It involves collecting the information from multiple periods and plotting the collected informations on a horizontal line to find actionable patterns from the given information. The goal of a trend analysis is to create and analyze the amount change and percentage change from one period to the next. So now we will see trends in financials. Here we have covered three methods of trend analysis. First one is the current year actual average, which calculates the average of an account for the current fiscal year specified in planning and forecast preparation. Then secondly, we have the monthly growth, which calculates year-over-year changes for an account using current year and prior year as the basis to calculate the growth. Third one is whole forecast to current year plan for the forecast scenario only. It means that this method is only applicable for the forecast scenario and compares how much has been spent year to date for an account to the plan for the current year and spreads the remainder evenly over the remaining months in the forecast. Okay, so this was a little introduction with the trend analysis. Now this is the rule that we have written for trend analysis. So I will take you to the requirement sheet where I have done the trend analysis calculation. So this sheet is connected with the smart view. So here we have in trends we have three methods as I have described before previously in the slides: current year actual average, monthly growth, holds forecast to current year plan. So first we will be looking after current year actual average method. Okay, after selecting this I will submit the data. Then we will be having the historical data with us. Okay, so here as the name itself suggests, the current year actual average is being calculated here. So the average of the, it means the average of all these datas are being calculated. Okay, so we will be getting the average amount as 1383 units of goods produced. Similarly, here we will be having the average selling price, which is $525 for the planning. So this is the historical data and this will be the final output for the plan scenario. Okay, so here we can see that we have the volume, which is exactly 1383 that we have calculated in the previous sheet. Similarly, we have the average selling price with us. Okay, so now we will see, now we will write the business rule for the same, and for that so before that I will be first deleting this. Okay, So now we will write the rule in our planning instance. So here I will be first moving to the navigator, and from here I will be selecting rules, and in the rules I will be selecting plan 1, and then I will right click on rules in plan 1. I will name the rule as test trend analysis. Okay, so our application type is EPM Cloud. Application is CUSTFS, in which we are working right now. And then here we have selected the cube as plan 1. After that I will click on OK. So here it is open in the designer mode. I will be selecting the edit script mode to write the rule over here. So here we see that base data is fixed already, which is default setting. Now I'm gonna use nested fix function here. So I will write fix, then I will first fix the range of the period from here. So a period range will be from FY22 to FY26. After that I'm gonna select the entity here. So here I will be selecting @I descendants functions for entity. So what I will do is I will first go to the dimension, and here I will be selecting the entity dimension here, and I will directly I will copy the name from here so that the possibility of error here will be less. Okay, so here I have copied the name of the entity as Sanskar entity. After comma, I'm going to add the product here. So I will be using here @relative of total product, and after comma I will mention 0 here, which signifies the 0 level members of the total product will be considered here. Then I want to select the variable. So with the help of this insert a variable icon, I'm going to select variable from application. Here I am selecting the scenario variable whose values are plan, actual, forecast, which means that in any of these scenario the rule can be written. Okay, after that I will first mention end fix function so that the possibility of error will be less. Now I will mention here calculated, and then parenthesis open. Here we are creating a member block as we are going to use her here if function. Okay, so the the block is being created with the name calculated, and here we have if is equals to, if here the trend is equals to trend is double is equals to 1, then I'll show you what a trend is and why we are using here double is equals to 1. First of all, we are using double is equals to 1 here as this member is connected with the smart list. Let me show you. So I will take you to the account dimension. In account dimension and financial accounts, here we have the trends members. Okay, it's trends. So this member name is connected with the smart list. Here we can see a little bit downward the data type is smart list and the smart list here is trends. Okay, so I'm going to mention this member name trends. Okay, double is equals to shows that this member is connected with a smart list and one is the ID number of that smart list. So what I will do is I will take you to the instance and with the help of navigator we will see the smart list in create and manage. Here I will be selecting the trends and then I will click on edit and I will see the entries here. So here we have three entries, that is current year actual average, monthly growth, hold forecast to current year plan. So each member is having their ID named 1, 2 and 3. So when we have selected trends double is equals to 1, which shows that we are calculating the trend named current year actual average. Okay, then after that we are going to continue writing the rule. So here I will be selected calculated in intersection with plan in intersection with Jan, which is the January month, in intersection with FY23, which is the year. Okay, so this is our target and now we are going to mention the source and the right hand side. So here I'm going to mention here at the rate average range function. Okay, I'll show you what average range function do um, a little later. Then I will mention here skip none. After that I will mention the comma and I will even show you the syntax how it is being written. So here we have load in intersection with actual in intersection with FY22. This is the historical, from here we will be getting the historical value. Okay, as I have shown you previously in our Excel sheet that the historical value is for FY22. Okay, after comma I will mention at the rate relative function with year total comma 0. So here we are using the 0 level members of year total with the help of at the rate relative function. Okay, now we are done with this. I want to add the round function here. So for that I'm going to use here at the rate round. Then here I will be using the comma, then 0, then again parenthesis close and semicolon. Then we will be using here else calculated will be equal to 1. We are doing this just to test the rule. Okay, now we are going to use here and if, and by this we are going to close the rule and then parenthesis close, which we have opened in the line number in the third line. Okay, after that now I will validate the rule and check whether there is any syntax error or not. So yeah, our rule is validated. Okay, first let me show you the average range function. So here we have the average range function with us. So average range calculation function for S-base return a member's average value across a range. This function returns the average value of the specified member across the specified range. Now we can see the syntax here. So at the rate average range is used, and in parentheses skip none, skip missing, skip zero, and skip both is mentioned, out of which any one is to be selected. We will see the parameters of it. So skip none includes all cells specified in the average operation regardless of their content. Then skip missing excludes all values that are hashtag missing in the average operation. Then we have skip zero, which excludes values of zero from the average calculation. Then we have skip both, which excludes all values of zero or hashtag missing from the average calculation. Then in the syntax we have member name. As we know what member name is, we can mention the member name in which we want to write the rule. Then we can make use of x range function over here, which is an optional, or we can even use any other functions. So we can see that here in the note that @attribute function is also acceptable in this @rate average range function, and the example is also given to us here. @children function is used for calculating the average range. Okay, so this is all about the average range function. Now we will again move forward to the business rule. So after validating it, I'm going to deploy the rule, and then I will validate it. Sorry, I will launch it. This is what I have launched the rule here. Now I will take you to the example, and here I will refresh this sheet. So here we got the average value of the volume here from the historical data. Okay, we can see this here in the downward where my cursor is. Average is 1383. Okay, so this was the previous year data on the basis of which we have calculated the average actual year formula. Okay, then similarly average selling price is also being calculated here. On the basis of these volume and average selling price, I want the final result, that is the revenue. Okay, so for that also I'm going to run a rule over here. So here I'm going to select the version as calculated over here. Okay, so here we will be getting the value, which is the material sales revenue. Okay, so we get material sales revenue by multiplying volume and average selling price. So this is what the final result we generally get in APBCS while using the financial module. Okay, so this we have done here. Now we will move forward to our second topic of the day, which is attribute dimension. So to first of all we will understand what attribute dimension is all about, and then we will move forward to the data form, and there we will create a form and we will see how we make use of attribute dimension in the form. So attribute dimension uses attributes to classify members logically within the dimension. The dimensions that are associated with the standard dimensions typically used to display the calculated values. For example, a product dimension can have attributes such as size and flavor. Okay, now I will take you to the instance and will show you the department dimension, which is connected with which is having attribute dimension with it. So okay, now I will go to the dimension in create and manage again. Here I will select the department dimension. In it we have the total jobs and we will expand it further. Here we can see that in the rightmost corner it has custom attribute and we have the view option with it. So I will view it. Okay, so with the help of this view option, we can see that job status here is open. We have 4 attribute dimensions available in this. First is the job status, job category, job type, office. Okay, and the members of each from each attribute dimension is being selected over here. Okay, so for the job status, here we have selected the open member. Okay, job category is HAZ, job type is BC, and for office it is BUL. Okay, so this was about the attribute dimension. So now we will, yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell you is that attribute dimension can be used only for same level member. Here we are using it for the 0 level members, and if we want to add attribute dimension at the parent level as well, so it is not possible in case of attribute dimension, especially this is possible only in UDAs. Okay, now what I will do is I will take you to the navigator. From there I will select forms. So here I'm going to create a form in plan, and I'm going to name it as attribute dimension form test. So here we are creating the form in Q1, that is plan 1. So here I'm going to drag accounts to the rows, then I will drag the scenario to the column, here also to the column, and finally I will drag period to the column as well. Okay, now we will be having entity. We take this entity to the pages, then product as well to the pages, and finally department as well. We'll take this to the pages. Okay, now I'm going to select the members from the account dimension. So here I'm selecting the predefined cost of sales drivers here. Its descendants named direct labor per unit, material unit cost, overhead percent, freight percent, and other cost of sales percent. Okay, so this we have selected here. For scenario, we will be selecting here plan. For years, we will be selecting here FY23. Then for period, we will be selecting here year total and its descendants. So for entity, we will be selecting Sanskar entity and its descendants. For product, we will be selecting the total product and its descendants. Similar with the department, we will be selecting here total job, as the attribute dimension member are associated with the total job and its descendant members. Okay, so after that I will save it. Okay, now we will preview the form here. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention the version here. So here I'm going to select the working version with us. After that I will save the changes and then I will preview it. So here in the department we will be getting all the jobs. Okay, now yeah, one more thing I wanted to do is I want to add alias name with all the members name, so it will be easy for us to identify. So here in the job, means in the department dimension, I will then select the variables and here I will be selecting the UDAs. So I want the job type, no, I want the job category here as GEN. Okay, so I will remove I descendants total job and will only be expecting Gen over here, GEN. Okay, so here we have the member on the page GEN with us. Now I will preview it. Okay, so here we have the department whose attribute dimension is GEN. If we want to add one more dimension, like one more attribute dimension we can add over here, HAZ over. Okay, so after that I will save the changes that I have made, and then when I will preview it, we will find that we have three members. So the members who are associated with these two attribute dimensions are only mentioned, are only shown in the selection. Okay, if we want to have the data of that particular job, we can view this with the help of this attribute dimension and in the data form. Okay, so this is how attribute dimension works in the data form. And the important thing is that we need to keep the member in the pages when with which we are connecting the attribute with which the attribute dimension is connected. Okay, now after that we will move to our next topic, which is navigation flow. So navigation flow gives business process designer control over how various roles or groups interact with the business process. The navigation flow designer enables us to customize the business process interface. For example, we can change the name of the cards and clusters that display on the home page and the order in which they are displayed. We can hide card, create new cards and group cards into clusters. We can also customize the vertical and horizontal tabs that display on the cards. The service administrator can view a list of navigation flows, including the predefined navigation flow within the navigation flow page. The navigation flow page lists each navigation flow by name, indicates the role or the group that has access to the navigation flow if assigned, and provides a description of the navigation flow if provided. The listing also indicates whether the navigation flow is active or not. Okay, now we will move to the interface, and there we will see our navigation flow. So for that I will go to the navigator and then select the navigation flow here. Okay, so here I have already created a user here, which is a planner. So with the help of this action icon, we can select here we can create a copy and then we can name the member. Okay, so here we have planner with us, and yeah, if whenever we are going to edit or make changes into the navigation flow, we need to first inactivate the user. So here, as we can see that I have already inactivated the planner here. Now I will click on planner and will go to the navigation flow here. So in this navigation flow, I want to add a cluster. Okay, so a cluster, we can say that it is a hierarchy. So first we have a cluster, then we have the cards. Okay, so this is how the hierarchy goes in the navigation flow. So I am going to name it as financial statement. Financial statement, and I want this to be visible to us in the home page. So yeah, visible is yes mentioned already. So here I will be selecting this as the icon for financial statement, and then I will save it. So here we can see that financial statement named navigation flow is already a name cluster is already being created. Now I want to add cards in it, named balance sheet. Okay, and I want it to be visible, and the cluster is financial statement, and now I'm going to select the icon over here, so it is going to be this. Okay, and here I will select the artifacts by clicking on the search icon, and here we can see that when we expand this, we have form, dashboard, infolette, financial report, standard report, custom report, account view. So these are the options we have with us. Okay, which we can add into our navigation flow. So here I'm gonna select the balance sheet forecast. Okay, so here I have selected it, and then I will save and close it. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to say, that if the page type here is single, we can only add one artifact. If we have the tabular page, we can add few more cards into it. So with the help of this add new tab, I'm gonna add one more tab over here with one more card named balance sheet drivers, and now I'm going to select the icon over here. So like I have selected this icon, and then I will click on the search, and then from here I will select the drivers. Yeah, balance sheet drivers. Okay, and then click on OK, and then save and close it. Now after that I will save and close this. I'm going to add one more card over here. So here I will be naming it as income statement, and its cluster is financial statement. Okay, now I'm going to select the icon, and we'll select the artifact over here, which is income statement forecast. Okay, I also want to add it as tabular. I will add one more card into it named revenue drivers, selecting this icon. Then I will select the form sales driver assumption form, and then I will save and close it. So here I have selected two cards in the income statement. Okay, after that I have saved it. Now I'm going to add one more card in this. So yeah, one more thing I can say you, after selecting this cluster, we can click on add card in cluster, and by clicking on this add card also we can add the card. Okay, we have two ways to add it. Then we are going to add here the cash flow statement. And then I will select the icon for that, and then we will be selecting the artifact. So here we are selecting the artifact as cash flow statement, which is a form, and then I will save and close it. So here we have a cluster named a financial statement. In it we have the three cards. First is balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. Okay, now I will save and close it. Now I will active the user planner. Okay, after that I will log out and then sign in again. Here we have got this financial statement with us in the name cluster, which we have created in the navigation flow. Okay, when we will click on it, we are getting three cards, that is balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. After clicking on balance sheet, here we can see that we have the balance sheet forecast with us. Then here we have the balance sheet drivers. Okay, similarly, when we click on income statement, we will be having the income statement forecast form, and secondly we have the sales drivers assumption form. Okay, and finally we have the cash flow statements. So these are the subcards of the cards name, balance sheet, income statement respectively. So this is how basically navigation flow works. So this was all about today. For any more queries, please feel free to ask.